Look at that fluffy bum. Do you like my new mug? It's early morning, so it's only coffee, honestly. So welcome back, week 3, episode 3 of the vlog from Tales from the Kitchen Garden. Really excited. Last week was a bit of a nightmare with the lambs getting into the paddock and this and that. So anyway, it's a new week. I've got some progress to show you down in the paddock, which is where we call it the bottom. And today it's actually Saturday because I've been working in there all week and I just wanted to show you the progress and how we've got on. But I've got a million other things that need to be done as well, given that I've been concentrating all of my time and effort down the bottom. So I'm going to spend some time up at the top, as we call it today, and I'll take you along for some of the things that we've got going on. Quite a few exciting things to show you, but also, what was I going to say? Oh, but also, how could I forget, we finally have had rain. It's been absolutely tanking it down. I don't know, but maybe it's for 12 hours, 24 hours on and off, but for 12 hours like consistently. So that's fantastic. There is though, however, a bit of aftermath. So we've lost some of the cold frame lid, some of the brambles that we've got, which other people call blackberries, have just come out of the trellis that we're trellising them up. Different things, nothing that can't be fixed. So I'm going to have a busy day of getting all of this done. And I also have to run a few errands as well. But yeah, I'll show you some of the exciting things as the dog's crying, she can hear me. Why aren't you talking to me, man? Anyway, I'll show you some of the exciting things as we're getting on through the day. While I'm just doing my morning water, I wanted to show you. So these are the aubergines and they're covered in aphids. So I don't know if you remember or if I said, but my peppers have suffered hugely from aphids this year. I mean, look at this. But if you let nature do its thing, the ants are actually coming out. Let me show you, can you see there? In force, they're hiding from me at the moment and eating the aphids. I just hope that they can eat them all. I mean, there's quite a few on this plant here. It just looks awful. But then you've got an ant having his breakfast there too. So I don't know, who knows? Let's have a look underneath. It's probably terrible underneath. Wow, yeah. So what I might do is just give these a bit of a spray off. I don't want to spray the ants off, of course, because they're our friends in this case. Here's the aftermath of the rain. So the rain was much welcome. There's a couple of changes I want to make in here anyway. So this is just like a plastic sheet instead of glass that's held on by, what they're called? Drawing pins. And you can see actually this guy in here is now threatening to push up through them. So I'm just going to have a little look inside, get this fixed, check everything in there and do the same for the one down there too. Wow, look at those flowers. Potato flowers. I think these are, well, the fingerling variety. I can't remember if they're called, is it Anya maybe? I'll check. Just done a little bit of pepper Tetris there. So some of these are completely saturated from where the screen came off. Others are really dry. So I'll give that one a water, a couple of those. But this was the beast that was pushing through. I'd love to tell you what variety it is, but I'm afraid all my labels were washed away this year. So I need to get myself some sort of plant label device. But anyway, this is really exciting. This here is a tree tomato. Never grown one before. Thought it would be a good thing to try. Leaves are like crazy, not like normal tomato leaves. So yeah, we'll see what comes of that. But this is looking well. I'm going to close it up for today because obviously it's not very warm. Got some little peppers forming there. This is the guy that was out in the rain all night. Get this closed up and get some heat back in there for these guys to carry on growing. Like I said, another thing that suffered in the rain was our Blackberry Patch. So we've got 3 different blackberries that we're trying to trellis up here. So they're quite young still, producing a fair bit of fruit last year, to be fair. And they're coming on nicely this year. So I'm just picking up the ones that have been pushed out due to the force of the rain and redesigning it, really, just making sure they're tucked in nicely and safe to keep growing. Well, it's raining again outside. It's not heavy, but it's not pleasant to work in either. So I'm going to let it do its thing because there's loads of other things that I can be getting on with. And after all, the ground is desperate still for the rain. Despite the amount we've had, it's so dry all the way through that, you know, however much it's going to give for today, because I don't think it's due to last much longer, it's fantastic. So we've temperature wise, we've gone down from like, it's been 21 to 23 degrees centigrade every day for goodness knows how long, certainly 3 weeks or so. And now we're down to about 13, 11 maybe when starting off this morning. So it's going to get up to about 13 mid-morning. This afternoon is supposed to look brighter. I feel like a weather reporter. But we'll see, and it's hopefully I'll be able to get out and get some of these jobs done out here this afternoon, but at the moment it's just dripping wet and it's not nice for any of us. So I'm going to do some work in the shed. I've got seeds to get sown, I've got some tidying up and things to do in here, so I'm just going to get some nice time done in here instead. This is the compost I'm using at the moment today, and I do have a few different varieties. This one's really good. I'm conscious I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket with compost because there's a lot of talk at the moment about this poisoning. Is it pyralid poisoning? And I'm just conscious that I don't want to just lose everything if I do end up getting a bad batch. This stuff is lovely. I use it in combination with our own horse manure and hopefully next year with some of our own compost as well, because we go through loads of it and it just doesn't make it cost efficient always having to buy compost. But yeah, this one highly recommended, very good. Someone's come out to help me. So Grace is helping me tidy underneath here. There's lots of pots that are all over the place and need organising, so she's kindly offered to come and get them back in order for me. Seed-wise, I'm going to start off with some chicory. So I've got 2 different varieties here, both of which can be sown from May to June. It does say sow them direct, but I'm going to sow them in modules just to give them a little bit more protection until I decide exactly where they're going to be going. The method I'm using here is just to put all of the seeds in a small container. Then when they're really small, I'll prick out and put them into individual module cells. These are both of the varieties I've just shown you, one at each end with a little line down the middle to keep them separate. I've been quite liberal with my sowing, so I can pick the strongest when they come through because there are so many seeds in the packet, so I can do that. I'm going to literally sprinkle a little bit of multi-purpose compost over the top, give them a good spray rather than water, and because it'll loosen the seeds and they'll float around all over the place, and then just leave those in the greenhouse to come on. Next seeds that I'm going to be putting in today, I'm going to end up putting quite a few in, so I'll whiz through these. I've got courgettes because it says you can only sow these till May, but I'm going to push my luck and keep these ones in the greenhouse to try and extend the harvest. So I'll get all of these seeds just in these 4 pots here. We've got your standard zucchini, your green courgette, and we've got a squash. Never grown this type before, but it says it's going to be ready in as little as 55 days, so we'll take that. So I've just got these in here. I'm going to label up this other line, give them a water. On to the next. I've done a few marrow. Now these guys didn't work. I did them before and I think they dried out or something in the intense heat. It probably is too late for these, but I'll give them a go anyway. I'm putting in some all year round collie and some 120-day calibres. Again, a little bit late for these guys, but I did read that the Victorian gardeners used to have to be able to provide a cauliflower all year round. So those guys didn't just sow when the packet said, so I'm going with their opinion. Now this one is interesting because I'm really not a fan of the multi-sowing, but here I find myself multi-sowing. So I've put in some more of the Courgettes. I've been watching Charles Dowding again and he could convince anybody that multi-sowing is the way forward. So I've put 4 or 5 seeds into each of these modules, and I'm going to do another couple more when I find some more of these seed trays, and we'll just see how they get on. But this is now me starting to sow seeds for the winter and for harvest, so this isn't for kind of fresh eating. I'm hoping that these will store quite well. I've popped a bunch of spring onions in. So these are bunching onions, ishikura, some Pompeii spring onions. I've done some radish long white icicles, gold hardy beetroots. I don't know if those seeds are viable, might not be, and touchstone gold beetroot. So they're all in as well. So this is my little collection of seeds that are sown. So I'm going to transplant these to the greenhouse and water those that I haven't yet. And the other thing I've been working on is these onions that they were from seed actually, and then they just got left, totally forgot about them or didn't get around to them, and I've started transplanting them to bigger modules. I'm going to also put some outside, so I'm doing a bit of both just to cover all my bases, because I've lost a few onions this year to the chickens destroying them. So some of these are in the modules, so we'll see how they get on. All of the red ones are actually in modules, and I just had what feels like hundreds, probably is, of the white ones. So I'm going to work with those when the ground's drier. And for now, I think I'm going to show you what I've done with the cold frame, and then we'll probably head inside to the kitchen because it's not very nice out here, let's be honest. There we go. We've got some Cape gooseberries here, also known as ground cherries, I think. Now, these are my little seedlings that have been attacked by goodness knows what, whether it's slugs, pigeons, I don't know. So I've popped them in this cold frame to try and protect them a little bit. I'll obviously be checking on them every day, but I just want them up and a little bit healthier. I mean, some of these, do you even think these will grow back? Yeah. Anyway, want them up and healthier before we even consider putting them in the ground. And obviously I'm talking about the ones that are actually growing, not the ones that have just got a tiny little stump left. Anyway, we'll take what we can get. I'll keep you posted on these for now. But for now, why does the train always go past? But for now, it's tea time and dinner time, supper time, and I'm getting really hungry, so I'm going to head in and show you what we're making for tea, using some things from the garden. I've simply got some potatoes coming to the boil, chopped up potatoes. Over here I've got the beetroot. This is the Courgette, which is just looking amazing. Peeling this, peeling the other beetroots and the turnips. I'm going to pop them in the roasting tin. I'll boil the potatoes for as long as it takes me to get these peeled and chopped. There you go. How wonderful does that look? That's the Courgette. We've got the boltardy, we have radish, and we have snowball turnips. Now I'm just going to add the parboiled potatoes because they take longer, and we'll go from there. There we go then, that's ready to go in. I've got salt on this, olive oil, we've got onions, thyme, we've actually got tarragon. It was supposed to be rosemary, but Grace brought the wrong herb in, bless her. That's absolutely fine. We've got the parboiled potatoes, beetroot Courgette, boltardy, snowball turnip. We've got a right feast going on here. I'm going to serve this all up with a pork chop. So into the agua it goes for 30 minutes on hot, and we'll see how we get on. So that meal last night was fantastic. Sorry I didn't record it. We ended up having a few gins and then just eating it. It was lovely. I'm saying it was lovely. The turnips really are an acquired taste for me, and to be honest, I found that a lot of with some of our grow your own stuff, you might not love it, but you grow to like it and then hopefully to love it. You usually find a way to make it or to in a recipe that you'll end up liking it, because at the end of the day, when you're growing your own, you're wanting to eat what you grow as well. but it is important to grow what you like, and I don't dislike the turnips by any means. It's just quite a strong taste that takes some getting used to. However, it was beautiful and I'm really pleased with that. So I'm outside doing some small holding pretty yucky jobs now this morning. It's Sunday, same clothes, you know what happens. Look at these. Where are you? Cucumber, cucumber, cucumber. More, aren't they fantastic? I've never grown this variety before. This is Telegraph. Can't remember if that's Wotoma. But yeah, they're looking fantastic. Anyway, I'm going to take you down to the paddock where the trouble has been. I can't show you my excitement because, you know, I said I had something really exciting to show you. I think that's going to be in next week's vlog because I'm waiting on a delivery and it's not coming till Tuesday now. So hang fire for that, but it's all about the bottom plot as well. So I'm going to take you down and show you the work. Oops, where have you gone? I'm going to take, I don't know what happened then. I'm going to take you down and show you the work that I've been getting on with this week, which is why I haven't been filming because I've just been trying to get busy down there and obviously working full time as well. And let's have a look what that looks like. I can see Grace coming up now with one of the dogs, so we'll go and catch up with her. So I can show you what's happening down the bottom plot there, and then I've got some weeding to get done, which is super boring, but after all this rain, the weeds are just going to shoot up and end up taking over, and I don't want to get overwhelmed by it all. And I think we'll be getting some more seeds done too today. Here we are then, guys. Right, let me walk you through what's been going on. It might not look that different, but believe me, there's been plenty of work going on in here, and needs more, to be honest, especially... Hello, Mr. Rooster. Especially after all the rain we've had. So I've added yet more muck to this area here because, as you can see, some of the weeds are already starting to come through. I've lined the bit along the side of the cabbages because all of this was bare, and this is barrows and barrows and barrows of muck. You just don't appreciate how much it is until you actually do it. So these cabbages here still covered up. Some extra muck on as well. They're actually not looking too bad considering the life that they've had. So I'll walk you down the potatoes. We've got a few, and I mean a small few, that are starting to flower. Loads of different varieties in here. So this is another one that's just starting to flower. I think they're a purple variety. Cute little purple flower on this one. These at the back have worked. All of this area here hasn't. So as you can see, these are, oh, there's a potato plant there, but there's also weeds. So we're going to need some extra bedding on, but that's the plan. I've since learned after a few videos that here in the UK it might be a bit wet to use the straw, might be encouraging slugs, but you know what, that's going to be the least of my worries. These potatoes down here are looking super healthy though, really healthy, and I just hope that the rats, the moles, the voles, whatever it is that's been eating the seed potatoes, oh my goodness, nettles, give us a bit of a free ride and let us have these potatoes for us. What I've also done is just banked them up along the edge so it's a lot neater along the potatoes there. Then obviously there's going to be weeds here and all the way up the path, but we're going to get some ground membrane down on there this week. Weather-wise, it's been raining for a couple of days, which is fantastic because it's been so dry, but now it'll be the ongoing battle of the weeds as always, both down here and up at the top plots, but that's okay. I can manage with that. This here is the perennial Taunton Dean kale that was looking lush, and then the lambs got to it. However, I think it's going to be okay. You see the new growth? I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to leave that in. And actually something at the tops of these potatoes, which I'm pretty sure was the lambs, but anyway, I might give them a bit of a stomach ache. So yes, these are the 3 rows of potatoes. There was a line of cauliflowers. Sorry, there's a train. It's Sunday, it's its busiest day. There were a line of cauliflowers all the way along the middle there. They're all gone now, so I'm just literally keeping it covered up. I've got nothing else that I want to get in there just yet. Moving, or actually behind me, this is the start. Needs tidying up and making into a nice shape. It's the start of my compost heap for this particular area of ground. So I've got cardboard on the bottom, I've got horse muck from the field from when we poo picked the field, the leftovers from what the lambs ate, bits of bedding and things, grass, you know, the usual that you'd put into the compost. So that's going to get built up nicely. I want it to look like a nice rectangle growing up, and then kind of we'll just literally chop it up, keep turning it, and then in the winter, maybe depends how long it takes to break down, but in the winter we'll be able to just keep building these rows up here with it. This ground here where I am, where the spades fell over, let me just turn around and show you. So this ground here is right obviously up against these trees, so not ideal for growing, and anything that's in here will just get the moisture sucked out of it by the trees. So I'm thinking compost style area at the back here is probably the best for that. Makes more sense to me. Also you just can't really get into the ground for roots obviously, so that makes sense. So then this side here, we've got squash and cucumbers in, so different types of squash, pumpkins, cucumbers. Not looking too happy because they'll have been lacking water up until the last few days. Squash over there, fantastic thistle, squash, and all around here. So the idea is with these that when these guys get going, which I really hope they do, I've actually got a few more that I might try and fit in, you know, maybe around here. There's also an old well around there which is just another thing to contend with, a disused well, and obviously we filled it in. It would have been nice to keep and to look at, but you know, we've got kids, dogs, animals, and things falling down wells just wasn't an option. So the idea here, sorry, that's what I was saying, the idea is that when these guys get going, they're going to sprawl and cover all of this area, and I'm going to try and put some beans in between them so that the beans can grow up and the pumpkins can grow out. And then when they cover all of this area, that will then suppress the weeds underneath. That's the plan, rather than kind of cardboard and mesh and things. In the meantime, I'm just going to scrape things like these weeds just with the hoe. Any big clumps of grass that are coming through, I'll just hand pick those out. We'll just do our best, see how we can get on. So moving up here, this is kind of how I would like it to look in the long run. So these are the swede, still haven't got around to thinning those out because I've been working on this bed. So this bed here, I've scraped all the weeds off, taken all the absolutely dead brassicas out that the lambs obviously ate. There's a couple that I'm hoping will survive, but I really don't know, and at the moment they can stay there because we can just wait and see. And I filled this bed with my absolute best muck that I've got. By that I mean it's like black gold, so it's rotted down so well. It's fantastic, it's the perfect texture, and I just want to give this the best chance it has. So eventually what I'd like to do is have these rows running all the way down. So I don't know, 4 or 5 this wide. It's at about 3 foot, just over a metre maybe, I don't know. Anyway, and have them all looking like this with just little paths in between, and then each year we just bank them up, add more mulch each year, and just go full on no dig. Yeah, that's the plan. We've got to have a vision. So over here, these weeds still have to come out. I've been thinking about what to do with this, desperate for the rain. So now it's come, I've got 1 or 2 ideas about trying to get this kind of style here, all the way down to where at the end where the swede are. Did I say swede for them? I have a feeling I said something else. Anyway, they're swede. So yeah, these nettles and thistles need to come out this week, and I'm going to aim to get this done here. And I've also got that super exciting surprise to show you as well. The tomatoes, outdoor tomatoes, are actually doing really well. I keep saying I'm quite surprised and pleased with these guys. A few weeds to come out alongside them. What I did for these, I literally, oh, there's a mushroom. I literally just moved this bag over on top of the weeds that are around there. Works a treat. There's potatoes in this, which I think won't work because they were so late. Bit of an experiment. These boxes are still kind of half done. Another tomato. But what I've just done is, if you see, I think I showed you last time, I can't remember. Those leeks that I put in the boxes are looking all right. So yeah, could be worse. So there we go. A lot of work considering We both work full time, and to be honest, Stephen hasn't had a chance to help me with this week. I'm just going back to the entrance. So yeah, a lot of work has gone into that this week, and it will continue. I think I expect to see transformation quicker than it will come. But you know, we keep plugging away. So this will be interesting for me to look back on in a few weeks' time as well. So next week, by the next time you see the vlog, this will be transformed, and this will be transformed as well. Shh. Just walking past this bed to go and get the rhubarb. Aren't these carrots looking good? Can you make them out? They're looking well. Pleased with that. That kale's coming up nicely, so when these onions come out, that can thrive. Another one here. Yeah, these have really enjoyed the rain. Okay, over to the rhubarb. I think I mentioned, but just in case people didn't hear, to take rhubarb out, if you can get into it, you need to twist it. Don't cut the bottom of the rhubarb. It's much healthier for the plant if you twist it out. Oh look, black currants are starting to ripen. Hello. Oh, it just looks like a jungle in there. Wow. Ah, see the bird, blackbird, having its share. Oh, the other thing I want to, excuse the netting, the other thing I want to pick, because the birds are these gooseberries, because all of the outer ones have been picked by the bloody birds. So yeah, I'm going to get some of those today as well. Wow, it's bright up there today. So I don't know how much I've got here, but there's still loads more, as you can see. Now these are absolutely well established rhubarb plants. They're prolific every year. I don't know what variety they are because we inherited them, but they don't come early, and once they do come later in the season, they come with abundance. So I'd love to tell you what the variety is, but I don't know. I've never split them, but I can harvest them very heavily each year, and they tend to come back fantastically. So I'm going to get these inside. Look at these beauties. You see? Wow. This is from 2 indoor blueberry bushes. I got these from the Grow Your Own magazine. I can't remember what variety they are. But yeah, these are just looking fantastic. So I'm going to harvest the rest of these and get them in the freezer. We don't want to waste any. You're going to have to excuse the chickens. Someone's just laid an egg. This is my wild garlic, my ransoms that are going over to seed now. And I'm sure you can do something with these. So I'm going to have a check on that. And I've just cleared this little trough planter out here. And I'm really pleased to see that my feverfew has survived, because I thought that I'd totally killed that. Well, not me, but the frost. Anyway, so that's surviving. The chives need a good cut back. They're old, they've gone to flower. We've used some of them in salads and things. So I'm going to cut those right back, which you can, and then they should come back. And then I'm going to harvest some blackcurrant leaves for tea. Some catnip leaves, although you're supposed to wait until it's in flower, so maybe not today for those. And there's a space here, and you know what that means. I'm going to find something to put in it. Over here we've got the red clover, which is coming on lovely, so we can harvest those for teas as well. And there's a couple of pineapple sage and bits and pieces down here, so I need to check the hardiness of those. It might end up over there, we'll see, we'll have a look. I decided with the pineapple sage, I'll need to take care of it over winter, but I've got another one actually just there, the bigger pot there, which I can keep in a pot and take care of if needed. That should be quite happy there now over the summer. Give the chives a haircut. Like I said, I'd never make a hairdresser. And that now is looking a lot neater, and it'll hopefully be able to thrive. Here we've got the tea bed, and you can see after the rain it's just gone a bit crazy. I mean, it probably was going crazy anyway, so now the poor chamomile is just all flopped. But I'm going to spend some time in this bed now. I'm going to pull these garlics out, get these nasturtiums trailed up, some canes, and we've got a volunteer potato, which just tends to happen in every single bed. get it tidied up, see what it looks like. Most of what's in this bed will be used for herbal teas, so I'm planning on harvesting the calendula, the chamomile, nasturtium, all that kind of stuff. I see some come in, so I'm going to get some tuck in today. The borage plants are coming out in full force. The bees are absolutely loving them. I've just been watching the bees on them. Anyway, what I'm going to do is harvest some of these flowers. So you can use the leaves and the flowers, but just be careful because the leaves are a little bit, you see, they're a little bit prickly. So today I'm going to be just looking for flowers because we're going to put these in ice cubes and pretend that we're really posh and have flowered ice cubes. You can also keep them for tea, which I'll be doing too. There we go. I'm getting bit. There we go. So what I've done, I've cleared all the weeds away. I've uncovered the plants that were there that were getting covered up by weeds and other flowers. And there's the chamomile. So it was all falling in because of the rain that we've had yesterday. So, hang on, can you see? There you go. So I've made it flop this way until it finds its feet again. And then we've got some apple mint. We've got rosemary, we've got dill, we've got other oreganos, we've got tarragon, we've got nasturtiums, borage, calendula, lavenders, there's bay tree up the top, sunflowers, all sorts going on. So really pleased with this bed. I'm going to harvest a few things from it now. This is apple mint. It's a really difficult, you'd think it would be easy to describe because it's apple mint. I can't describe it. I'm going to harvest some of these leaves to get them in the dehydrator, and there's quite a few mint varieties that I've got, and I believe that you're only supposed to have one if you want to propagate from them. So I'm just going to try and keep these alive over winter and just have one mint of lots of different flavoured mints. So yeah, I'm just going to take some of these leaves, might chop down a couple of the big stems and just take the leaves off, but this is so much easier to harvest than your usual common garden mint, which is like tiny leaves and you just end up there all day long. There's a few aphids starting to bother this one as well. So we're going to start off with the apple mint. I'm going to get a few borage leaves, there's plenty for the bees, a few calendula as well, a few nasturtium flowers. I need to look up about the nasturtium leaves. They're edible, but I don't know if you make tea with them. I can't remember. I'll have to check. We'll see. And also I'll get some of the chamomile too. Some of these calendula will be finished very soon. You can see the rain has already taken that one, so that's done for now. So I want to get them into the dehydrator as soon as possible. There's plenty more coming. These are pretty little beggars. And the bees love them, so I'll be glad when there's plenty out for them. There we go. So I've got quite a little collection going on there. I'm not sure how much will fit in the dehydrator, so I'm going to take it in now. You're going to have to excuse the appearance. I haven't even brushed my hair today. How bad's that? I'm going to take it into the dehydrator and I'm going to get it all kicked off, dehydrating, and see how much space, if there's any space left. I've had some other ideas too. Look, they're wanting to get through to eat my vegetables. You too big though, you're a mum. There's going to be lots of farm noises, so the cockerels are crowing, the ducks are quacking, the sheep are sheeping. And Stephen and I are working down here tonight. It's after work. We are working together as a team to fix this lamb problem. So these are the mums, so this is why they're allowed in the field, because they can't fit through the fence. So this is one of the fences in question that the lambs just slip on through. And what we're doing is actually I'll turn you around. We're just fitting some chicken wire, so it's not designed to stop like pigs or anything like that, which is what we've had in here before, but that doesn't matter because just enough to deter the lambs from getting through. So we're doing this all the way along. So we've chopped down the nettles, which is what these guys are enjoying on the other side there. The sheep love the nettles when they're chopped, but not when they're stood up. And you can see we've worked all the way down there. We're there at the minute, so we've got about a quarter to go, and Steve's run out of wood, so he's just run up the top to get some. Oh, speak of the devil. Here he is. Is it too hot?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to keep on working down here. And then hopefully that'll prevent them from getting in all the way to the bottom, and then the rest is stock fenced. So apart from the smallest of chickens which don't come in here, we should be okay. That'll be me in trouble.
Well, if they get through there, they deserve your brassicas.
And just like that, another night's done. Stephen and I have got finished in the bottom paddock there, so hopefully that's lamb proof now, we'll see. It's been a fantastic week. We've got varying weather and everything's just coming on a treat. Such a busy week coming up as well, so if you'd like to see what we're getting up to next week when the videos come out, so that's every Tuesday at 6 o'clock GMT, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate the support, and more importantly, please give us a like and let us know in the comments what you've enjoyed about the video, what other content you might like to see. We've got lots of other videos that are coming out, not just the gardening videos, it's all smallholding related. We're absolutely loving living this life, and I hope that that shines through in the videos. So thanks for watching, take care, and hopefully talk to you in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe.